Moving on, U.S. President Donald Trump has expanded the travel restrictions to an additional 20 countries, taking the total number of the affected countries to 40 now. Donald Trump has fully banned people from 7 more countries, including Syria, as well as the Palestinian Authority passport holders, from entering United States. The move is part of the ongoing efforts by his administration to tighten U.S. entry standard for travel and immigration, in what critics say unfairly prevents travel for people from a broad range of countries. The White House in a proclamation said that it was banning foreigners who intend to threaten Americans. It also said that the president wants to prevent foreigners in the U.S. who would undermine or destabilize its culture, government institutions, or its founding principles. People who already have visas or have certain visa categories, such as diplomats or athletes, or whose entry into the country is believed to serve the U.S. interests, are all exempted from the restriction. The changes go into effect on the 1st of January. Besides people from Syria and those holding the Palestinian Authority passport, citizens subjected to the full travel ban come from some of Africa's poorest countries: Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Sierra Leone, and South Sudan, as well as Laos in Southeast Asia. In a series of new actions, Donald Trump also imposed partial travel restrictions on citizens of other African countries, including the most populous Nigeria, as well as Ivory Coast and Senegal, which qualified for the World Cup set to be played next year in America, as well as Canada and Mexico. The Trump administration has promised to let in athletes for football's signature competition, but they've made no such promises for fans of the blacklisted countries. Other countries slapped with partial restrictions were from Africa or largely black nations in the Caribbean, including Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Dominica and Gabon. For more details, our correspondent Kalden Onmu has sent us this report from Johannesburg. Take a look.
U.S. President Donald Trump has always been very vocal about how he feels about people from certain countries, especially Africa, and describes it as shithole countries. He recently said that U.S. was only taking people from shithole countries and instead should seek immigrants from countries like Norway and Sweden. He also recently described Somalis as garbage. Most countries Trump has banned African countries. He has raised tariffs, slashed humanitarian aid and development aid to Africa. However, U.S.'s focus on critical minerals extraction from the continent has remained intact. Previously, the African Union Commission appealed to the U.S. to exercise their right of protecting their borders in a manner that is balanced, evidence-based, and reflective of the long-standing partnership between the United States and Africa. The Commission had said that it remains concerned about the potential negative impact of such measures on people-to-people ties, educational exchange, commercial engagement, and the broader diplomatic relations that have been carefully nurtured over decades. This is Kalden Onmu from Johannesburg, South Africa for WION World is One.